Good morning, my dear students. This is Dr. K. Nagareddy, Professor of ECE, NBKR Institute of Science and Technology, Vidyanagar. Now I would like to explain the basic concepts of basic mathematics for signals and systems. Why we go for basic mathematics for signals and systems? Why? Because unless you know minimum mathematics like integration, differentiation, trigonometry, and some complex related mathematical expressions and formulas, you may not be able to understand the signals and systems. That's why I'm explaining the basic mathematics for signals and systems. So before going to talk about these mathematical concepts, first of all, what is the definition of a signal? So the definition of the signal is like this. A signal is a function of one or more independent variables that carry some information to represent the physical phenomena. So for any function x, let us consider, and this expression may be represented as x of t1, t2, t3, and so on, tn. In this, each value of t, or I can say tk, is called independent variable, while the function value x itself is referred to as dependent variable. Once we define a signal, what are the examples of the signals? So there are umpteen number of examples you can quote as a signal: voltage or current in an electronic circuit or electrical circuit, position, velocity or acceleration of an object, force or torque in mechanical system, flow rate of a liquid or gas in a chemical process, a digital image, digital video or digital audio is another example of the signal. A stock market index is also another example. In medical related terms, we have a cardiogram, electrocardiogram, electroencephalogram, EMG, MRI, or different signals you can get for a human being whenever a person is in ill condition. So these are also some of the medical signals. So the electrocardiogram, ECG or EKG, records the electrical signals from your heart to check for different heart conditions of a particular patient. So these electrodes are placed on your chest to record your hearts of electrical signals, which causes your heart to beat. The signals are like this. So this is the normal ECG having QRS complex, and this is a segment, one segment, this is another segment, this is a T wave, this is U wave, this is P wave, this is the interval called PR interval and QT interval. So I am not going into depth about how this each and every node of ECG now, because now we are concentrating only on signals. So an electroencephalogram is a test used to evaluate the electrical activity in the brain. Brain cells communicate with each other through electrical impulses. ECG can be used to help detect potential problems associated with this activity. And EEG tracks and records the brainwave patterns. This is how the electroencephalogram can be done. Likewise, electromyography is another diagnostic procedure that evaluates the health condition of the muscle and the nerve cells that controls them. And these nerve cells are known as motor nerves. They transmit the electrical signals that causes muscles to contrast or relax. So this is the simple way of taking the EMG, electromyography, with so many number of signals you can obtain. Based on the signals, doctor can diagnose whether the person is a ill person or healthy person. So why do we study the signals and systems? So most of the engineers build systems or that process or manipulate the signals. So whenever a signal is being given, a signal is there, the signal is going to be given to a system. System, what is mean by a system? System is interconnection of components which produce some desired response for the excitation given. So for building any system, you need a formal mathematical framework for the study of such systems. So such framework is necessary in order to ensure that a system will meet the required specifications like performance, safety, efficiency, something else may be considered. If a system fails to meet the required specifications or fail to work altogether, a negative consequences usually endures. So when the system fails to operate as expected, the consequence can sometimes be catastrophic. So for that reason, why we need to study the signals and systems. Unless you know the concepts of signals and systems, you may not be able to build the systems in an effective manner. That's why the signal system is a very, very important one. And the concept of signal systems arise in a variety of areas. What are the different areas these signal systems can be used? One is communications, is one of the wide area. In circuit design applications, we use signal systems. And biomedical engineering, as I already told you, ECG, EMG, EEG, something else we have been given related to biomedical engineering. In power systems, electrical power systems, these signal systems also can be used. Apart from that, speech processing is one of the major areas of utilization of the signal systems. So once you define what is a signal, what are the, why we need to go for signal systems, what are the applications of signal systems? First of all, what is a signal? What are the different types of signals? So here I have a simple signal called a sine wave signal. So this sine wave signal, mathematically, I can represent as A sine omega naught t plus phi, where omega naught is the angular frequency and phi is the angle contributed by the signal. T is the independent variable. A is the amplitude of the signal. And the shape of the sinusoidal signal will be look like this. Because there is a phase shift of phi, so that's why the signal starting from here. If the phi equal to 0, this point will reach to 0. So you have a plus value and minus value. So here 2A peak to peak amplitude. So if I consider this part, only positive part, it is a amplitude called peak amplitude of A. And this is 2 pi by omega naught from this particular point to this particular point. Or I can write from this particular point to this particular point, it is called fundamental time period of the signal. 2 pi by omega naught is called fundamental time period of the signal. We will discuss how the fundamental time period of the signal is going to be look like this. So this is a clear picture of a sinusoidal waveform. So it, because here the phi equal to 0, so that's why the signal starts from origin and varies like this. This is a simple sinusoidal wave. So this is the A maximum plus A maximum, and this is minus A maximum. This is a positive amplitude, whereas this is a negative amplitude. This is the total time period of the signal, or I can say fundamental time period of the signal. So you have different omega naught t equal to pi by 6, whatever omega naught equal to pi by 6, pi by 3, pi by 2. At t equal to omega naught t equal to pi by 2, you have a maximum value. At omega equal to 3 pi by 2, you have a minus A max. So AT equal to AM into sin omega t, where omega t varies from 0 to 2 pi. So the amplitude is 0 at omega t equal to 0 and omega t equal to pi radian and omega t equal to 2 pi radian. The amplitude of the signal is 0, and at t equal to pi by 2 and t equal to 3 pi by 2 plus maximum and minus maximum you will get. And this is what is called instantaneous values of the sinusoidal signal. So this is how the sinusoidal signal will be. Similarly, you have some other signals called triangular signal and sawtooth waveform. So this is also a signal. This is a triangular signal, a positive going graph and a negative slope. This is a negative slope, this is a positive slope. Whenever you consider a triangle, if you just see, it is varies from 0 to maximum value, from maximum value to negative value, and negative value to positive value. So it is going in positive direction. So that's why it is a positive slope or a positive ramp. So this is going in a negative direction. That's why it is a negative slope or negative ramp. So even if I consider a triangular signal also, the one cycle or one period of the signal will be one positive cycle followed by a one negative cycle. This is the period of the signal. Similarly, I can also show the waveform of the sawtooth waveform. This is the sawtooth waveform. A positive slope followed by abrupt reduction, followed by another positive slope having abrupt truncation. Likewise, you can have it. It looks like a sawtooth. Whatever the saw, if you just look at the saw, how the sawtooth will be, the same similar shape the signal is going to be. And I have another waveform called square waveform. So this is a positive pulse and negative pulse, a positive amplitude and negative amplitude. So this is the square pulse. So all together I can write a sinusoidal signal, a square wave signal, triangular signal, or sawtooth signal I can have. These are the some of the examples of the signals. So coming to mathematical concepts of signal systems, you need to know these basic formulas. So you have a simple conversion, rectangular to polar conversion. So what is the formula for rectangular to polar conversion? Z equal to x plus jy, where j is the complex or imaginary part, x is the real part, jy, y is the imaginary part. So this can be written as it is in rectangular form, that can be represented in the form of polar, r into e power j theta, where r is square root of x square plus y square and theta equal to tan inverse of y by x. So polar to rectangular conversion also you should require. So z equal to r e power j theta can be written as r into cos theta plus j sin theta. R cos theta may be represented as x, r sin theta you can consider as y. So x plus jy I can write, where r equal to x equal to r cos theta, y equal to r sin theta. So I can also add two rectangular signals. So that is Z1 equal to X1 plus JY1, X2 equal to Z2 equal to X2 plus JY. This can be written as Z3 equal to Z1 plus Z2, can be written as X1 plus X2 plus J into Y1 plus Y. Similarly, you can also perform subtraction. Similarly, multiplication also can be done. If I do multiplication, X1 X2 minus Y1 Y2 plus J into X1 Y2 plus Y1 X2, you will be getting. Similarly, in polar form, R1 R2 into e power J theta 1 theta. You can also divide the complex numbers Z1 by Z2. Z1 is one complex number, Z2 is another complex number. So Z1 is X plus JY, Z2 equal to X2 plus Y2, X2 plus JY2. So you can write, you rationalize it, Z1 equal to X1 plus JY1 divided by X2 plus JY. So what I am trying to do is I just rationalize the function and simplify. I can have X1 X2 minus Y1 Y2 minus J into X1 Y2 minus Y1 X2 divided by X2 square plus Y2 square. So this can also be written in polar form as R1 by R2 to e power J theta 1 theta, theta 1 minus theta. So this is the simple complex arithmetic formulas when you want to convert rectangular to polar or polar to rectangular. If I want to have addition, subtraction, multiplication and division of complex numbers, you can do it in this way. And what are the relationships, trigonometric relations and Euler's formulas you need to know. Sin u equal to cos u minus pi by 2, cos u equal to sin u plus pi by 2. Similarly, cos minus u equal to cos u, sin minus u equal to minus sin u. So these formulas already you may be knowing. Sin square u plus cos square u equal to 1 and cos square u equal to 1 by 2 into 1 plus cos 2u. Similarly, sin square u equal to 1 by 2 into 1 minus cos 2u, cos u plus r minus v equal to cos u cos v minus r plus sin u sin v you can have. Likewise, you may have so many number of formulas. Euler's formula is e power ju equal to cos u plus j sin u. Similarly, sin cos u equal to 1 by 2 into e power minus ju plus e power minus ju. Sin u equal to 1 by 2j into e power ju minus e power minus ju. So these are the simple relations for trigonometry and Euler's formulas. So based on the formulas we have been given just now, you can also express each of the following in complex, numbers either in Cartesian form or in polar form. You can also plot the same using a simple graphical analysis. So here I can have one problem, 3 plus j4 divided by 1 minus 2j. And likewise, so many number of problems. This is rectangular form. This is also rectangular form. This is also rectangular form. Whereas this is in these next three problems are polar form. So to simplify this problem, I am taking the first problem, 3 plus j4 divided by 1 minus 2j. So by rationalize the above equation, how to rationalize it? So multiply the divisor with 1 plus 2j. So the rationalize the above fraction by 1 plus 2j. So means denominator is multiplied with 1 plus 2j. So complex conjugate of the denominator you are supposed to multiply. So 3 plus j4 by 1 minus 2j equal to 3 plus 4j divided by 1 minus 2j multiplied with 1 plus 2j by 1 plus 2j. So you will be getting, if I simplify it, I will get minus 1 plus 2j. So this is a simple problem I may get it. You can also solve the remaining. Suppose if you want to have a complex number the complex number z whose magnitude is mod z equal to root 2 and whose angle is minus pi by 4, I can represent this in the form of polar form as root 2 into e power minus j pi by 4. This can be written like this. Similarly, I can write, you have a here also rectangular form. This rectangular form can be represented in a polar form by simply multiplying the denominator expressions 1 plus j into 2 minus j, you can get one value, and you can rationalize the denominator. You will be getting x plus jy form. From there you can calculate the what is called your polar coordinate system. So here you have, if I consider the problem D, 4 into e power j pi by 6 can be written as 4 into cos pi by 6 plus j sin pi by 6 equal right. So from there you can calculate or simplify the problem here. Another way is express the following complex numbers in polar form and plot them in complex plane, indicating the magnitude and angle of each number. So this can also be done. So here I can have 1 plus j root 3. So if I consider 1 plus j root 3 can be represented in polar form as 1 plus j root 3 equal to square root of 1 plus 3, because 1 square plus root 3 square equal to 1 plus 3 at an angle of tan inverse of root 3 by 1. So tan inverse of root 3 is 60 degrees. So square root of 1 plus root 3 at an angle of 60, which may be equal to 2 into 2 at an angle of 60. So this can be written as x plus jy equal to square root of x square plus y square at an angle tan inverse of y by x, where y is the imaginary part, x is the real part. Or this can be written as r at an angle theta. So this is how I can represent. Similarly, if I consider this problem 5 can be written as 5 plus j0 actually. So because 5 plus j0, the magnitude of this is plus 5 and angle is 0. Because y is 0, automatically angle is 0. So here also, if I write square root of 5 square plus 5 square, 25 root 2, 5 root 2, you will be getting 5 root 2 at an angle of tan inverse of 1 is, I can have 45 degrees. So likewise, I can solve the remaining problems also. So if you want, you can solve this and on your own and test whether you are getting properly or not. Based on similar procedure, you can adapt it. This is another way of representing the function. Evaluate each of the following expressions for the expressions of the complex number z equal to 1 by 2 into e power minus j pi by 4. So here I have one problem, a equal to real part of the z. So how to find the real part of the z? Z equal to 1 by 2 into e power minus j pi by 4. So I can write this in terms of, because this is in terms of, this is in terms of polar form, I can represent this in the form of rectangular form. Then only I can get the real part of the z. So z can be written as 1 by 2 into cos pi by 4 plus j sin pi by 4 I can write. J sin pi by 4 I can write. So once I write this, automatically I will be getting the real part. Real part equal to 1 by 2 into cos pi by 4. Cos pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. So real part of this is 1 by 2 root 2. Similarly, the imaginary part is also cos pi by 4 plus j sin pi by 4. J sin pi by 4 is going to be again 1 by root 2. I can have here also 1 by 2 root 2. So I will just solve this problem for you. Let me solve it. z equal to 1 by 2 into e power minus j pi by 2. E power minus j pi by 2 equal to 1 by 2 into cos pi by 4. Actually, this is not pi by 2, this is pi by 4. Plus, not plus, it is minus j sin pi by 4. So which may be equal to, so 1 by 2 into cos pi by 4 is 1 by root 2 minus sin pi by 4 is, of course, here I have j would be there, j 1 by root 2. So this is equal to 1 by 2 into root 2 minus j into 1 by 2 root 2. So I can write that the real part of z can be written as the real part of z equal to 1 by 2 root 2. The imaginary part of z equal to minus 1 by 2 root 2. These are the two problems. What is the mod z? So what is mod z? Mod z can be represented like this. Here mod z equal to square root of 1 by 2 root 2 whole square plus 1 by 2 root 2 whole square. This is under root. This can be approximately equivalent to 1 by 2 root 2 whole square is 1 by 4 into 2, 1 by 8. 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8. So 2 by 8. So you will be getting 2 by 8 under root, which can be equal to 1 by 4 root. which is equal to 1 by 2. So I can calculate modulus of Z, and what is the angle contributed by it? Angle of Z equal to tan inverse of imaginary part by real part. So imaginary part is 1 by 2 root 2 minus 1 by root 2 root 2 divided by 1 by 2 root 2. So you will be getting minus 1. So tan inverse of minus 1 equal to minus 45 degrees. Minus 45 degrees. Once you represent the value of it, now you can also calculate Z star. What is Z star? Is the complex conjugate of it. What is Z? Z is 1 by 2 into cos pi by 4 minus j sin pi by 4. So you will have 1 by 2 root 2 minus 1 by j 2 root 2. So I can write this as here 1 by 2 root 2 plus j into 1 by 2 root 2. So this is the Z star. So what is other problem? Other problem is Z plus Z star. So Z plus Z star can be written as Z plus Z star equal to, you can write Z is 1 by 2 root 2 minus j 1 by root 2. This is Z star is 1 by 2 root 2 plus j 1 by root 2. So if I add it, I will be getting, you have 1 by root 2 if I simplify it. So that is how I can calculate the values of the first part of the problem. Right? So that is one way of finding the problem. As we have been discussing the problem of first problem, and we have completed all the calculations of the first problem. Similarly, you can also solve second problem and third problem. It's not a big issue for you. You may be able to just go through by looking at the video here. And these are the normal trigonometric formulas. You can just go through it. And Euler's formula, some cos theta equal to 1 by 2 into e power j theta plus e power minus j theta. We know that e power j theta equal to cos theta plus j sin theta. From there, I can calculate by taking RHS, I can calculate the LHS called cos theta. You can prove the problem, whatever the problem which I have been given here. And these are some geometrical series for n1 and n2, sigma n equal to n1 to n2, a power n equal to a power n minus a power n2 plus 1 by 1 minus a. Suppose if the condition is between 0 to n minus 1, so k equal to 0 to n, ak, I can have 1 minus a power n plus 1 by 1 minus a. And these two formulas are being obtained from the geometric progression of the geometric progression. Suppose if series is infinite series, then n equal to 0 to infinity, ak equal to 1 by 1 minus a. So these are the simple formulas you should know to understand the basic concepts of signals and systems, both in continuous time and discrete time signals. Thank you. If you have any doubts related to any of these topics, you are free to ask me through my mail address. My mail address is knreddy1974@gmail.com. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, one and all.